Hello everyone, Mimikins here. Today I'm going to be looking at the Empress Mace Styx. This hammer is fast becoming one of my favourites. The skill razor sharp, along with a good chunk of white sharpness bar, means that this weapon's sharpness lasts a long time. Compared with other popular hammers such as the Diabolos, it does have quite a bit less raw power, and I think this is where a lot of people stop. But that is the only thing that the Diabolos has going for it: huge raw power. The Empress Mace Styx, on the other hand, starts off with white sharpness. Not only does this have a 1.32 damage modifier, but it stops your character from bouncing off almost all monster parts, and requires very little sharpening. I don't need to equip handicraft, protective polish, or speed sharpening jewels to achieve this. This hammer comes with 240 blast. This blast damage does 120 damage each time it goes off, which is a nice bonus to DPS and covers some of the damage difference between this hammer and the Diabolos one. I love that this hammer comes with positive affinity. The Diabolos hammer came with minus 25% affinity, which meant a quarter of my attacks would do 25% less damage. This is not something that most people are aware of, but negative affinity actually makes some of your hits do less than normal damage. As you can see here, I've only got the Diabolos hammer equipped with no augments. 72 damage is the normal damage for Big Bang 1, but when the negative affinity activates, I'm only doing 54. And that's just the small hits. You'll be losing even more damage on the harder hits. To bring out the best in Diabolos hammer, you would need to not only negate the minus affinity, but utilise gear and slots to keep up the white sharpness level. I'm not knocking the Diabolos hammer, as I have enjoyed it for a long time, but in my opinion, the options for other good hammers is really starting to open up. This video will explore some of these builds. Since the Empress Mace Styx has plus 10% affinity naturally, that's already 35% less affinity I need to find to reach the 100% than Diabolos hammer. This extra leeway opens the door for more flexible mix set options. I want my builds to achieve 100% affinity most of the time. There's a number of ways I can achieve this. I'll show you a few in this video. I know getting the right jewels and builds can be difficult. I'm still missing several myself with multiple duplicates, so I've tried to make builds that require different jewels in case other people also have that same issue. I wouldn't say there's one build you must use that's superior to all the others, as they all have their strengths and uses, which I will discuss. Build 1, I achieve 100% crit rate by the following: weapon 10%, weakness exploit level 3, 50%, critical eye level 5, 20%, attack level 4, 5%, and agitator level 5, 15%. I'm not sure if you guys have used Agitator before. It gives you a nice damage boost, both critical rate and attack whenever a monster enrages. This is usually signalled by the monster roaring. The first roar when you first encounter the monster doesn't count though. Some monsters enrage more than others, namely the harder ones seem to do this. Personally, I like the health regen augment, as it keeps on top of all the small chip damages that may occur. 10% of damage healed goes a long way. It saves me time on sheathing my weapon, as well as drinking the actual potion. If you really don't like health regen augment and only want DPS skills, I'd take out the 2 expert jewels and replace them with attack. I notice my character receives a larger attack boost with 2 attack jewels, rather than augmenting my weapon with attack. This build comes with 1 spare slot. I'm going to put attack in it, but if you want you can use that slot in other ways, like completing the stun bonus so you never get stunned. This is my earplug version of the build. It's great to use for monsters that have strong roars. It has a 95% crit chance on weak spots. I've had to sacrifice Agitator, but I've kept the other core skills and also gained peak performance level 3. For this reason, I would only recommend using the health regen augment with this build. The downside of this build is it requires 7 expert gems. If you're lacking expert jewels, or would like a set with a little bit more flexibility, using maximum might can help. Unlike a lot of weapon types, the hammer does use stamina, but not for some of its highest DPS attacks, like the big combo and the second half of hits from Charge, Brutal, Big Bang. You may miss some extra affinity on the first few hits of the combo, but stamina fills up really fast. Even hits you might not expect, like Charge, Brutal, Upswing, can benefit from maximum might. I've tested this. Regardless of what you might have seen or read elsewhere, I can vouch for the usefulness of maximum might on your bread and butter DPS combos. The only situation maximum might could have its usefulness diminished are the times you're holding onto the charge button and chasing the monster to the other end of the map, in which case I'd recommend you looking at my bowgun guides instead, as this might be a more suitable weapon for you. However, if you're adamant that you must hold the charge down at all times like your life depended on it, then I suggest you carry around dash strings. The rate of stamina recovery is greatly amplified. My first maximum might build looks like this. I've utilised Agitator again. This build completes a set bonus for haste and recovery, which gives a small heal every 5 hits or so. I still think the health regen augment for hammer is much better, but this is a nice bonus. My affinity is as follows: weapon 10%, weakness exploit level 3 50%, maximum might level 2 20%, agitator level 5 15%, attack level 4 5%. I also have 4 free slots, and you can use these however you see fit. It could be adding a little bit of HP, Effluvia resist for Valhazak, etc. Now I also have an earplug version of this maximum might build. Again, I've made this build have 4 free slots so you can put in the skills that you like. This build has 95% affinity. You could use some of the slots to add critical eye jewels to top this off to a 98 or 100% if you wish. I hope I might have changed your mind against the mantra of a lot of players, Diablo's weapons for everything. I'm really happy I made this weapon and I think you guys should try it out too. Let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.